Hello students, the topic that will start today is the blood circulatory system. Well, this system is basically composed of four different parts. It includes our heart, arteries, veins and capillaries. If we'll talk about the arteries, veins and capillaries, we know that arteries, they carry the oxygenated blood in the body. Veins carry deoxygenated blood in our body, and capillaries are the smallest blood vessels that actually transfers this oxygen and nutrients to the tissues and also take the carbon dioxide and the waste materials from the tissues and give it back to the veins. So these blood vessels, arteries, veins and capillaries, the difference between them now it is clear to you. In this whole chapter or in this section we will read, well, all the arteries, they carry oxygenated blood, but there is one artery which carries the deoxygenated blood, and also there is one vein which carries the oxygenated blood. This will come to know later in the video. Now we'll come to our first and the foremost component of blood circulatory system, which is our heart. Well, heart, it lies in the center of our body between the two lungs and above the diaphragm. Generally, people think that heart is in the left side of our body, but it is not so. The narrow end of the heart, this points towards the left side of our body, and whenever we do some strenuous exercise or some activity, that time this left ventricle, actually this starts working in a more powerful way. So that's why we had a feeling that our heart is actually in the left side of our body, but which is not true. It is in the center of the body. Now if we talk about the size of the heart, it is about the size of a closed fist, ranging the length of 12 centimeter and width of around 9 centimeter. Well, our heart, it is protected by a double walled membranous covering which is known as pericardium, and this double walled membranous covering, it carries a fluid inside it which is known as pericardial fluid. Well, this pericardial fluid has two functions. First of all, it reduces the friction during the heartbeat, and also it protects the heart from the mechanical injuries. So this is about the heart. Now we talk about the different chambers that are present in the heart. Well, in heart there are four chambers. The upper two are known as auricles and the lower ones are known as the ventricles. See, whenever you are making some diagram, your right becomes the diagram's left part and your right and your left becomes the diagram's right part. I have abbreviated these auricles as LA and RA. So this is left auricle, this is right auricle. These are the ventricles. This one is the left ventricle and this is the right ventricle. See, these two upper auricles, what they do, they receive blood from the body and then they give it to these ventricles. What about the ventricles? Ventricles, they have to pump blood to the long distances. Now one question which generally comes in your examination is why the walls of the ventricles are thicker as compared to the auricles. Well, the answer lies in this, that auricles, they just have to do what function? They have to receive the blood from the body and then pass it to the ventricles which are placed very near to the auricles. So they are not doing any much powerful, much energy related work. So their walls are thinner. But if we talk about the ventricles, they have to pump the blood to a much longer distance. That is why their walls are much muscular and much more thicker. So this is about the chambers of the heart. Now we talk about the blood vessels that enters and that leaves the heart. First of all, the blood vessels that enters the heart. Well, if we talk about the blood vessels that are entering, we have read that these auricles, the upper auricles, the right and left auricles, they receive the blood from the body. So when we talk about the blood vessels that are entering, these blood vessels must be entering either in the right auricle or in the left auricle. So we will discuss it by dividing it. First, the right auricle, what it receives, and then the left auricle, what this atria receives. Well, when we talk about the right auricle, it receives two blood vessels, anterior vena cava and posterior vena cava. What they brings with them? Anterior vena cava brings deoxygenated blood from the upper regions of the body, like our head, chest and arms. Whereas the posterior vena cava brings the same deoxygenated blood from the lower regions of the body, like the abdomen and our legs. So these two vena cavas, they enters and they opens up into the right auricle. What they are bringing, do not forget, they are bringing the deoxygenated blood. Thus posterior vena cava is also opening in the right auricles, because ventricles, they do not receive any opening from outside. They just receives blood from the respective auricles, not from any other blood vessel. Then comes the left auricle. What it has? Left auricle receives 4 pulmonary veins. I have drawn 4. In your book you will see only 1 or 2, but to simplify whatever it is written, so that it will be easy for you to understand, I have drawn the 4 pulmonary veins. These are coming, actually 2 from each lung. Left lung is sending 2 pulmonary veins and right lung is also sending 2 pulmonary veins. So altogether 4 pulmonary veins, they enters into the left auricle, and what they carries? They carries oxygenated blood. Now we talk about the blood vessels that are leaving the heart. Whenever the blood vessels are leaving, from where it will leave? They will leave from the ventricles, because auricles, they receive the blood vessels, and from ventricles these blood vessels will move out. Now 2 blood vessels will leave the heart. One is your pulmonary artery, the only artery that carries the deoxygenated blood. This is 1 mark, very important question, number of time been asked in your examination. Name the artery which carries deoxygenated blood. That time you have to write pulmonary artery. Second blood vessel is the aorta. Now see from where this pulmonary artery is arising. It arises from this right ventricle, and it carries the deoxygenated blood to the lungs for oxygenation. In your book, this pulmonary artery is drawn here next to the aorta. But just to simplify the things, I'm saying it again. I have drawn it near the right ventricle, so that it will be easy for you to memorize it, to learn it, to remember it, to make a picture of what is happening inside the heart. Now we talk about the aorta. It arises from this left ventricle. I have joined it so that, again, to make it more easy for you to understand. So they arises from the left ventricle, and it carries the oxygenated blood to all the parts of the body. From the base of this aorta, 2 coronary arteries, they arises. What these 2 coronary arteries do? They give the oxygenated blood to the heart. So coronary arteries arising from the base of the aorta, providing oxygenated blood to the walls of the heart. Sometimes what happens, the branches of these coronary arteries, or one of the coronary artery, it get blocked. That time the person suffers from myocardial infarction in technical terms, and heart attack in our local language. This is the test diagram for you, in which you have to label it. The blood vessel 1, 2 and 3. I have drawn the arrows for your help, so that you can understand that these blood vessels are entering the heart. Blood vessel 4 and 5 that are leaving the heart. If you have gone through the video carefully, I think you'll be able to label them properly. In the next video, we'll talk about the different valves that are present inside the heart. Thank you.